Hello YouTube, this is Chris again, External Services. Today's video is going to be more proof that the Bible is accurate and correct, and the sun, moon, and stars are smaller and local, and that we live on a biblical flat earth enclosed system. So I've recorded multiple times uh, with throughout the years with different cameras, even before I became a flat earther, uh, the moon looking like a ball hanging in the sky. Before I became a biblical flat earther, it just didn't make any sense to me. Um, that I could record that. But and I've always wanted to record the sun. Like I've seen people do it, high dollar, you know, Nikon cameras and stuff like that. And I've just never been able to afford one of those cameras. But I knew that I could use certain filters, like a welding glass shield, um, to do that. And I just never have had one since I became a flat earther or biblical flat earther. So I was able to get my hands on one today and did a short little video of the sun. And so I'm going to show that at the end of the video. And I've got so many other videos that I've got to get made, and I'm going to try to get more of them made today. But let's go ahead and move forward. So this is the camera that I have here. Okay, essentially it's not the K version, but this is the camera that I use. It's the hc-v180 Panasonic Full HD. As you see, it says 90 times 90 times iZoom, and then it says hybrid OIS right here. This is the specs on the lens. I mean, it's a pretty decent camera. Um, and this is essentially what I used. I used one of these like this. Okay. Apparently this camera is better than NASA's camera because, or any camera I've ever owned, like I said about the moon. But I shouldn't be able to zoom from the ground to the sky, through the sky, through the space, and record the sun. I shouldn't be able to. I absolutely should not be able to. So, yeah, I take back all the bad negative things I've said about this camera. The only bad thing I've said about it so far is but it's considered like a night shot or kind of like a night vision, but it's not night vision on this camera. It's horrible. It makes everything go real slow because it's slow shutter speed. Um, and and then it records in segments, little small segments, instead of just recording in length of the SD card or till you push stop. Other than that, it's a pretty good camera. Um, so because everybody likes to say that flat earthers we deny science and we don't do our research, and we don't know what we're talking about, and so on and so forth, which we do. We biblically know what we're talking about usually. um, we do our own research. We do common sense first of all. We do experiments and try different things. See, the problem with NASA is, one, their numbers never make sense and they always match. And I'll show another example like I've showed before. It's all sun god worship. It's all just like the Jesus is God thing. It's sun god worship. He's the son of God. He's not God, but anyway, it's all power in numbers, and that's why they use certain numbers that they do. It's all Illuminati, devil worship, pagan BS. But so anyway, let's move forward. So how do welding glasses work? Welding glasses, I'm showing this because I used what I used is I don't even know if the brand's around anymore for as far as welding glasses, because I looked it up, try to find the specific one to show you, which I show in the video. But it's called Cytec MPC10. And it's a little shield that goes uh, in front of your eyes. It's one of the little small ones that are like the size of a sunglasses or eyeglasses or whatever. So, how do welding glasses work? Welding glasses work by utilizing multiple layers of specialized materials within the lens. that effectively absorb and filter out harmful UV and infrared IR radiation from the welding arc, while allowing a visible light range that is dark enough to protect the welder's eyes without completely obscuring their vision. The darkness level is indicated by a shade number chosen based on the welding process being used. Um, you go down here, it says, why do welders use special glasses while working? The ultraviolet light coming out of the welding arc is harmful to the eyes. Special glass goggle absorb the ultraviolet light and thus saves the eyes from harmful effect of ultraviolet light. Essentially, it's a dimmer switch. That's what it is. It's a dimmer switch. I've welded off and on throughout my life as a plumber. And no, I'm not talking about soldering. That's something completely different. Um, and so, essentially, what I did when you use different filters with these high dollar cameras, or what I did with this, is it's essentially using a dimmer switch on the sun. And that's why the sun looks so big in the sky, is because you're seeing this big light. Um, you're seeing the light coming off of a solid object. See, God says in the book of Genesis, when he said he gave uh, the sun the greater light to govern the night, and he gave, or the day, and he gave the moon the lesser light to govern the night. They're two solid objects. You can see that easier with the moon because it's not a bright light. Okay, it doesn't have to light up a big surface, half the Earth, essentially. Uh, and so when you use stuff like welding goggles or welding glasses or a welding shield, it's dimming that light down. And you'll see in the video that I recorded that you can see it clearly as a ball in the sky. Um, and all I essentially did, like I said, in layman's terms, I dimmed down the light of the sun. But I went ahead and pulled this guy's video up so you can see for yourself what I'm talking about if you've never welded before.
Hi, my name is Waldo, and I like building things out of metal. Attaching two pieces of metal together is often done by welding, a process where heat is applied to melt the two pieces together. To the naked eye, welding would look like this, though you'd likely sustain eye damage from looking.
See how you can't see the tip there? And it's even worse if you try to look at this from this angle here without goggles on. I've done it or without a shield of some sort. Um, you can't look at it very long. It's so super blinding. But when you look at it from the side, um, not directly, all you can see is this big ball of light. Like you can't see anything um, from this angle here. This angle, uh, not so much. I mean, especially if you pause it and stuff. The filters on the camera make it where you can see a little bit, but you still can't see a whole bunch. Like essentially, you just can't. What and you'll see what I'm talking about. The difference once he shows you from inside the hood.
At the welding arc. To prevent injury, welders wear special helmets that block out the vast majority of light and allow them to see what they're doing. This is what it looks like for a welding helmet. It allows the welder to precisely control the position of the torch in order to achieve.
The difference there, you still get light, but it's essentially it's turning on a dimmer switch. So keep that in mind when I show you the video that I recorded today of the sun. Um, with that camera I showed you, that's essentially the camera that I use. It's not the K one, which is the 4K version, and I can't live stream with it connected to Wi-Fi like the K version, which was put out at the same time in 2016 as my camera. But
a satisfactory weld. If you look closely, you can see the molten metal following the torch, solidifying shortly after the heat is no longer applied. You can also see the filler metal being applied. In this case, a thin steel wire fed automatically from the welding torch. In eye damage.
go ahead and and pull it back here since I'm in widescreen, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm pointing at it like you're right here and you can see me. Um, if you look, like, see the difference? Like, you really can't see. You can't see that. Like, you could see a part of uh, the torch. You can see that part um, from here back, but you can't see this. Like, you can't see from here down. And as you see, there's a lot more to that you can't see. I mean, you can literally even see the bead right here. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can get a pretty good detail of what you're soldering, or welding rather, soldering. You can tell I'm a plumber. You can tell, you can see the metal. You can get a good idea of what it is, and then you get a little bit of light. See the difference of the light compared to that? Look how much light that is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go off that. Um, I wanted to show you something here. Uh, Go back to the camera again. I only paid, $500. I think is what I paid for it. Me and my wife did years ago. Um, but as you see, it's not that expensive of a camera. It's really not. Um, like I said, this is the one I use here, the hc-v180. It's not the K version. The K, I believe it's from what I just briefly read on this today, it's the 4K version. Let's go. All right. So you Google, can you use a camera, just a regular camera, uh, from Earth and zoom into the sun? Well, yes, technically you can use the camera from Earth to zoom into the sun. To see any significant detail, you need specialized a solar telescope, and you'll see that all this is a lie. You, that My camera is not a telescope. I mean, you would think it would be if you go on NASA's model. It's better than NASA's fake magic cameras and telescopes. When I show you the video that I recorded, and it's not this welding shield, and you'll see it in the video, is not. Well, it's the glass of the shield of the hood. It's not a solar telescope with a dedicated filter to safely capture images. As simply as zooming in with the regular camera lens can damage the camera lens sensor due to the intense sunlight. A powerful zoom lens alone won't be enough to reveal inaccurate uh, features on the sun's surface. Again, BS. BS. Because you'll see the dark spots of the sun uh, in the video that I recorded today. So this is absolutely BS. Let's see here. So, like most everybody is taught, and most everybody that still believes in this model believes, I don't believe in it anymore, is the sun away from the Earth is 91.493 million miles away. So you're telling me with this camera, hold on, this camera and something like this, that I'm zooming from the ground. Okay, it's bad enough I can do that to the moon. But you're telling me that I can stand on the ground, zoom all the way from the ground to the sky, through the Earth's atmosphere, through space 92 million miles away, and see the sun. Ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, we'll get into some more numbers here, and this is more proof that it's a double lie model. Illuminati likes to mess with numbers, and because they're big into astrology and numerology and all that other garbage. Okay, so you look up how big the sun is. The sun is approximately 88,864,000 miles, which is about 109 times wider than the Earth, making it the largest object in our solar system. Okay? Look at the mass of it. It's 333,000 times the mass of the sun, or of the Earth, rather. So, what we're looking at is the 333. Okay? Now, if you can look at it two ways. You can look at it, okay, well, there's 33, and then there's 33. So you just put a line between, you got 33 or 33, or you got 333. Both of them mean something. All right. So if you look up the number 33, which is initially what I did, in numerology, the spirituality and the number 33 is considered the master number, signifying divine blessings, compassion, inspiration, and strong connection to help others. Uh, Often associated with the Holy Trinity in Christianity. I've proven on my videos the Trinity is a false doctrine of the devil. It's made by the Catholic Church for sun God worship. Okay, because he's a son and he's God, so sun God. All right, that's why that's mentioned here. Again, like I said, it's NASA's model is all sun God worship, worshiping the devil, and so on and so forth. Okay, um, due to its connection with the concept of three: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Seeing this number frequently can be interpreted as a sign of divine guidance and support to fulfill your higher purpose. So then I was like, well, wait a minute. What about double three? Because remember, like I said, you can go 3-3 or 3-3, so double three. So that was my next thing I looked up. Double three meaning. And look at what it says. The number 33 is considered a master number in numerology. Seeing the number 33 or 333, which is exactly what beginning of that supposed mass of the sun is, can have multiple meanings, and it can represent the spiritual alignment, divine guidance, and blessings. And then you got all this garbage down here. Okay? So let's go ahead and move forward to my video that I recorded. Because I'm trying to keep this short and sweet because I got so many videos I got to get up. I'm going to try to get some up today. One I got to get up before we get onto this is this all these whistleblowers that's coming out lately. I remember whistleblowers came up missing, if you know what I mean, especially if it came to stuff like UFOs and aliens. But now all of a sudden you get all them coming out of the woodwork, just like everything used to be hot air. It used to be swamp gas and weather balloons and this and that. Now everything, including swamp gas and weather balloons, is considered UFOs. Now UAPs, and apparently now drones, but they're being called drones. But the video that I've got set up to be recorded, and I think I'm going to record it after this. I'll try to get double upload today. But it's so much evidence, and I'll break it more down in the video, that aliens for the most part are demonic. They're not alien, these beings from other planets, solar systems, and galaxies, as NASA says that they are, these fake things, these fake pagan planets and stuff. They're not. And you'll see what I mean when I break it down. I got a video, like I said, lined up to do. Then I found out yesterday, or last night, I should say, about Trump. Long story short, there's a new American agency that's being put into play, that apparently even Elon Musk is against. Says it's a waste of money. It's called Project Stargate. Yeah, of all the names they could call it, it's called Project Stargate, and it's going to be AI based. And there's a one part. I mean, that's bad enough, but there's one part. One of the people that are talking calls it's super AI or something along those lines. So it's going to be like this crazy AI, worse than what we have now. And they want to. I Googled it, and the project is they want to have it completed by the year 2028. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, I believe a lot of Stargates are real. There's slash portals, and I believe CERN is one of them. And CERN, uh, I believe, is possibly the abyss spoke of in the Bible. I did a video about that a while back. So anyway, let's go ahead and get onto this. I have no idea what this is other than maybe dust. Maybe all these little rainbow dots. I believe there's possibly dust that's on the lens, and you got this rainbow here, which that's more proof of a dome as well. Because long story short, to do a prism, I'll go ahead and push play on this while I'm talking because I got it muted. To do a prism, you need the light needs to be bouncing off of or through glass, okay? And it takes the shape of said glass or said crystal or whatever, which is glass. It's a form of glass. It takes that shape, right? So, like this here, you got this, you see the rainbow here all the way around it. It's taking the shape of the sun, but it's more prominent up here. Do you know what I'm saying? It's reflecting off the lens is why you're getting the whole rainbow here. It's reflecting off of this is brighter because it's going off the dome, which is a glass and mirrors hardest cast bronze, but then it's coming down here like this. Part of it's because of the camera lens, but also because of the moisture that's in the air, and the camera lens is picking that up. All right, we should be getting here pretty close um, to where I put the camera lens. Okay, that's what I'm using there. You can see my camera there on the tripod, and you can see the sun right there. See how much smaller that looks already? And no, that's not technically how small it is, but you can see it's put a dimmer switch on the light of the sun, and it gets even worse when it gets zoomed in. But yeah, this is when I saw this when I put it on my laptop. I was like, "Whoa, it looks like little crosses." I honestly think that's dust on the lens, but I don't know. I've never seen that. Even with dust on the lens, I've never seen that even facing towards the sun. And then also, you see how it's got these 3 points that come off, or 4 points that come off like this? It's because it's coming off a solid object. Just like you see with the clouds. When the sun's behind the clouds, you'll get that rays that comes like this. You only get that with the local sun. Okay, so here we go. This is because it's an old welding goggle or glass. But here we go. It's focusing. Look, you see the little dots there, and you'll see more when it zooms in. But see, hey, it's a perfect ball. You got one there, one there, one there. Wait a minute. I thought you didn't get that uh, detail with just a high zoomed camera with a very powerful zoom camera. I thought you had to have a specific solar camera with specific filters and stuff to be able to get the high definition and see, like the craters of the moon. Like, see all these craters? Like, or not craters, but the sunspots. They could be craters. I don't know. Um, but look at that. That's a perfect ball hanging in the sky. That's close to 500 or is 500. There's 500 times zoom. You can see the dark spot right there really good. You can see it right there. And let it focus again. There we go. It focused. And you see what I'm saying? Like, look at this is the physical object here. You can tell because see how it's got the outline. You can see the light coming off of it right there. This is the physical object. This is the light. But look at that. I mean, there's no way I could record that if NASA's model is correct. There's just absolutely no way I could record that with that camera that I just showed you, um, and a welding glass, a plastic. It is plastic. I don't even think it's glass. It's plastic. Some of them are glass, some are plastic. And then I pulled the lens off to show there's no trickery. Then it's not some, then I put it back on. But look at that. I mean, that is insane. And no, I'm not saying that this here isn't light too. What I'm saying is you can see the physical object underneath the light. That is clearly not a light that's shining through the atmosphere, through all the millions of miles of space. That is ridiculous to think that I can record standing on the ground of Earth, zoom in all the way to the sky, past Earth's sky, through all them millions of miles of space, and see the physical sun. That is just absolutely absurd to believe that I can do that. I mean, it's bad enough to say that I can do that with the moon, but to do that with the sun, and especially when the sun's supposed to be that much further away, like, and then, okay, where's all the stars? If that's what I'm doing, where's all the stars? Where's all the satellites? Where's the other planets that supposedly exist? You get what I'm saying? Where is any of that? I don't see any of that. If I can see the sun, I should be able to see other things as well. If they're that bright to where I can see them in Earth sky, they should be bright enough that I should be able to pick up something, even if it's just really super close to the sun, so it's being picked up by the light. But I don't. I don't see anything. I don't see any of that garbage. And I know I'm going to hear people say, well, it's because the lens is too dark and it's blocking out the moon, and or blocking out the stars and blocking out the satellites and blocking out the other planets and this and that. But I shouldn't be able to get that detail. And but I don't agree with. I should be able, because if I take these same goggles and put them up to my eyes, or the same lenses, and I look at a light source, um, you know, uh, that's bright enough, I can make out the detail of it. Yeah, see, I'm showing the lens there. Uh, so even if it was just something that was that close to the close enough to the sun, I should be able to see it. Yeah, I can. Okay, was gonna say you can see the house right there, but um, I can't. But the house isn't putting enough light. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just absurd. But see right there, when I started zooming in, see how I could see the house? That's what I was trying to point out. I could see the house right there. Um, because it's picking up, because it's over the front lens of my camera, it's picking up the light of the sun, and so it's allowing the the light to go through all the whole surface of this shield, and so that I'm able to see that there. So if I can see this here, I should be able to see the stars. I should be able to see this, the other so-called planets. I should be able to see different light sources that are in the general vicinity, at the very least, general vicinity of the sun. Is all my point is. Look at that. Look at that detail. Like, and you could see the rays of the light coming off of it right there, all the way around the whole thing. You can see the that looks nothing like NASA images, or when people record the images of with their telescopes and stuff. See, I don't trust telescopes. I don't, um, because they're computer chips. They got computers in them. The high dollar ones. They and so they can point. They're essentially got a computer on board computer, especially if they want. You can just hit a button and it moves and it focuses on. You could put in Mars and then it moves to Mars, wherever, whatever they say. The what they call Mars, the wandering stars. So I don't trust those. But even that's the thing too. I was thinking about it today, and then I'll go ahead and push play while I'm talking. Um, is I was thinking about it today. Yeah, I still do believe that, like I've said in other videos, that can I blow this up? Yep, there we go. Um, like Project Bluebeam. Because when do you ever see Mars or Venus or Saturn or Uranus or whatever, Pluto, unless NASA goes, hey, at this time of day, look here. And so you look there, and that's when you supposedly see all these so-called planets. Excuse me. But what if it's a mixture of that? And hear me out here, which I've proven in other videos, um, that stars are not what we think they are. They're biblically um, angels and demons and different things of that nature that spoke of in the Bible. Okay, so what if, just like how they're taking the forms of all these different things, like the airplanes I've shown one a channel turning from a 747 to a little orb and flying out of a cloud, no airplane. I've seen them turn into helicopters, drones here recently. I recorded one of those and showed you, and they always suspiciously look like a sticker, or like a hologram, or they look like, remember back in the day when you were kids, and if you're a young person now, you may even have them in your room, or even as an adult, because I've seen adults have them. Where you take those glow in the dark stickers and you, um, or they were like a plastic, and you would stick them all over your walls, so it looked like you had stars all over your walls or on your ceiling or whatever. That's what they remind me of. So what if it's a mixture of Blue Beam Project and or also these demons taking the shapes of these other planets, of these so-called planets, so-called solar systems, get what I'm saying? Um, that aren't CGI and that aren't AI and stuff like that. When we can actually supposedly see them ourselves, when NASA says, "Hey, look, there's Mars. Hey, look, there's Uranus. Hey, look, there's Venus," and then the demon takes the shape, or a demon takes the shape of the of say Uranus or Saturn or whatever. And so that's what you're seeing, and that's why it looks weird like it does. Because why can I record the moon? Why can I record the sun as you see here, and it clearly looks like a ball? But when you're looking at Saturn or Uranus or Neptune or whatever through these binocular or telescopes, they look like a flat surface, like a sticker, like Blue Beam Project, or it looks like it looks fake, or it looks like It's not exactly what NASA says it is. Like it's something pretending to be something else. That was just my. I was thinking about that today, and I was like, well, it's a possibility. I mean, they take the forms of everything else. I mean, the devil takes all kinds of forms in the Bible. One of them's a dragon. He was a serpent in the book of Genesis. In the book of Revelations, he's a dragon. I mean, he takes different forms. So, and sort of the demons and sort of the evil spirits, and so does God's angels too. So anyway, let's see here. I've let that play in the background long enough. Let's see here. I wanted to also show you something too. I did already. Yeah, I did. I already showed that. So never mind. Yeah. See, did the video I just show you look like this? No, it did not. Did it look like this? No, it did not. Did it look like this? This? Any of these? Any of these supposedly images of the sun? Like I said, it looks similar to that, maybe. Um, but it didn't look nothing like this. And I don't want to hear, oh, did you see any of this? These sunbursts that NASA keeps saying that we keep having, and it's disrupting this and it's disrupting that. And it's what causes the northern lights and this and that. No, how about God just made the northern lights? How about that? You know, did it look like this? Did you see any of that? You get what I'm saying? Like it's all trickery. It's all lying, CGI, AI, Hollywood basement, fakery, plain and simple. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there because I'm gonna try to get some of the other videos up today. But use all the links about me section. Rate, comment, subscribe. Much love. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.